Hey guys, it's Chloe. Welcome back, or welcome to my channel. I have been wanting to get my hands on a product I just saw from my Toyota Tacoma that just launched, and that would be this next-gen Baja Designs Squadron SAE Light. Now, these are basically just an updated version to their existing Squadron SAEs, which for the Toyota Tacoma, you can use as a plug-and-play, fully integrated, street legal, that's what SAE means in the name, LED fog light kit. And I personally have been running the existing gen of these new fog lights on my own Toyota Tacoma for the past 4 years. In fact, it was actually one of the first YouTube videos I made here on my channel. I have been wanting to put on some Baja Design aftermarket fog lights on my truck ever since I've had the truck, probably even before I've had it actually. Pretty crazy to think about. Years later, I'm still here on YouTube making videos about this exact same truck and also reviewing and installing the same Baja light, just the updated version. Now anyways, what particularly interested me when I saw this new product get announced about 2 months ago or so was not only the fact that, hey, how are these different from the previous gen I've been running for so long and I have enjoyed so much and are already a pretty solid product in my own experience, but also the fact that at least at the time of me filming this video, Baja Designs is offering basically a training program if you have the existing gen Squadron SAE lights, where they'll take them in, they'll replace all the internals and convert them to this newer gen and send it to you all for free. Now that's not something you see all the time, but it is pretty cool of them, and it's pretty much a free upgrade to your truck. I don't know of a lot of other companies that will come out with a newer version of a product and offer free upgrades like this. So being that they were already a really rock solid product, I was just curious to see what this new generation even had to offer. So let's install them today, and I'll show you how easy that is to do. And then we'll take my truck out tonight and see the A/B comparison on the trails and also on the road, of course, for the brightness and the beam pattern differences. And let's see if the free upgrade program is worth it if you have the previous gen, or if you don't have them, if they're even worth buying at all. In this video, I'm going to be going over a lot of different things, like why I think going aftermarket for fog lights is the way to go, the amber versus clear color for these lights, how to install these on the Toyota Tacoma. So I've timestamped this video so you can watch different sections if needed. So first off, after having owned this truck for several years, I am personally very much for going aftermarket when it comes to fog lights on these Toyotas. Particularly if your truck either came with halogen fog lights like mine did, or if your truck came with no fog lights at all. To be fair, I can't really speak to, and it's just because I really have limited experience or exposure to what the OEM LED fog light package provides or the OEM TRD Pro fog lights, but at least when it comes to the halogen ones, I in this video actually put them back onto my truck just for like some comparison testing. And I'll just say, when I turned them on, I could honestly not even really tell that they were on. They barely made a difference, guys. It was actually kind of shocking, but I just didn't remember because I've been running aftermarket for so long. But anyways, I just figured if you're gonna run a fog light in the first place, might as well run one that actually performs well. So that's why I think aftermarket really is the way to go here. There's lots of brands out there, of course, but Baja Designs, again, is just personally what's worked for years. So just for me, when it comes to them versus OEM, and both are street legal, there's really just no question. All right, you guys, I've got some tech specs and numbers on these new lights, but before we dive into that, let's just talk about the appearance, because there is a very distinct visual difference, in my opinion, between these two generations. Now, both of these lights are still part of Baja's Squadron family of auxiliary lights, which are basically just their 3-inch cube light pods, to be clear. But if I take the old gen and new gen and put them side to side, you could see that the lens is different, of course, the inside looks different, and that's really what's changed, the internals. According to Baja, this Gen 2 Squadron SAE got new aspheric projector optics that, combined with their LED technology, gives an increase in luminous flux, aka the perceived power of light, or for the layman like me, I'm honestly interpreting that kind of just as brightness, of 56% over the previous gen. So that is really exciting. They were able to increase the brightness while still keeping these SAE approved, so how is that possible? Well, I think it's not just about having the brightest lights, but it's also about the light pattern, and the new projector optics you can see here, I think are going to allow for that really controlled cutoff that makes them road legal while still providing a lot of light for off-road adventures. I am not pretending to be a lighting expert here, but I do think it's really cool to see an improvement in technology. So we're gonna get to installing these on my truck now, and there are a couple of different ways you can do this, and I'll explain those in this video. One thing before we start, because I think I'm gonna get some questions about it, is if you have the older gen Squadron SAE fog lights, you may have been like me and made use of Baja's U service, which is basically where you can get replacement parts, install them yourself. In my case, I would get different lenses. Specifically, I would switch between clear and amber, with me most of the time running clear on my truck. So the color and or the lens pattern was something you could switch out on the old gen. But my understanding is with this new gen, you actually don't want to open these up and tamper with them because they're not part of U service, so just keep that in mind. That kind of brings up the whole discussion of amber versus clear, and you can see in my new ones over here, I have the amber color. Again, I would typically switch them out a lot over the years, but a lot of people wondered what the actual differences were. Was this just sort of a preference thing? Was there any actual performance benefit to one over the other? Baja Designs actually has a really great video about this exact topic on their own channel. But to summarize, the amber is going to be better for inclement weather situations and terrain recognition in general, because the selective yellow color, which is lower on the Kelvin scale than your blues or violets, is less optical workload on your eyes. That's not to say that clear is worse, because in other situations, like maybe open desert fast driving, clear might be a better option. But anyways, I just wanted to give you guys that information in case you were curious. The new gens come in both amber or clear color. I might switch them down the road, but we'll see. Now, if you buy these Squadrons without the Toyota Tacoma specific mounting and wiring kit, they'll probably come looking like this. This is just a Squadron Sport I have, but basically, as you can see, you need this little bezel or cover thing, as well as the 2 side brackets per fog light. And then you're also going to need the adaptable wiring harness. And Baja sells this as one package, so you'll get everything. And if you go with their trade-in program and you already have the brackets and the wiring harness, you'll obviously have that for the new gens. But just wanted to clear things up if you had Squadron SAEs that looked like this and were wondering how to mount them on the Tacoma, you need the brackets and the wiring harness. All right, so the first option to installing these is going through the hood. So we're gonna pop it real quick. Now I'm gonna start by removing the grill just so it's easier to show you guys, but really you don't have to remove the grill. You should be able to stick your hand and reach through, but again, this is just for the video so you guys can see better. And then the next thing I'm doing here is, again, just to give you guys a better visual, just removing this plastic cover. And then this is where the fog light is. Then we're gonna remove the fog light, and all you have to do is take a screwdriver, and a short one like this is preferred just so you have room. And the screw, which I know you guys can't see, but when I pull out the fog light, I'll show you, is located back here. So just this one little screw, and that should allow you to easily remove the fog light. Now I'll just remove the wiring harness by pressing this tab down and pulling. And there it is, the OEM fog light out. Now, of course, make sure you pick the correct corresponding Baja light. So the extended part of the cover you could see over here sits inwards towards the truck on both sides, if that makes sense. Your Baja kit might also come with this padding material, so you can add this on if you want. And this is just so it mounts with a little bit of a tighter tolerance. And then once we get this seated in, the screw that we removed from the OEM light is going to go up here just like that. And then at this point, it's also good to make sure you have the compatible wiring harness plugged in. Then of course, the last thing to do is plug in the OEM wiring harness into the Baja lights. I'm gonna put my truck back together and do the other side to show you that it is possible to do this all with the truck fully assembled. It's just a little tight. So if you want another method to installing these, what you can actually do is go through the wheel well liner and actually pull this back. And so you can see there's a couple of screws that you would need to remove, probably just these two. For some people, it's just easier this way so that you don't have to reach up and over your truck. I think that's originally how I installed my Bajas in my first video, but after doing this multiple times, I like going up over through the engine bay just because I don't have to take anything apart. All I need is that screwdriver to remove the light and reinstall the new one. With how easy it is to install and swap out fog lights, I decided to take a trip outside at night to do some A/B comparison testing between the OEM halogen fog lights, the Gen 1 Bajas, and of course the new Gen 2s. In all the following clips, I had my fogs on, daytime running lights on, but my low beams off. Here's what the truck looks like in the dark with each of the fog lights installed. Both of the amber Baja lights look pretty similar at first glance, but you can really see the differences in luminous flux, or brightness again, as well as the different beam patterns when you look at the light output. My truck was parked in the exact same spots for all of these clips, so you can really get an idea of how all of these differ. And then here's what the inside of the cab looks like. The Gen 2s are definitely the brightest, but again, they do have a highly controlled cutoff. Here's some footage of me trying out the Gen 2s on the actual road. They definitely help out, especially in those corners, but you can really see the differences that amber provides when I'm here on the dirt. The Gen 2s, again, are far brighter, but with that sharp cutoff. You can probably see the difference here in these two clips, but terrain recognition is no problem. Everything in person was illuminated clearly. It's easy and not a strain on the eyes, and again, this is without my headlights on, so it's pretty good if you ask me. So overall, I am very impressed with these new gens. The defined cutoff lines are very noticeable, as well as the brightness. Wow, that was, I think, the biggest difference. I know the testing I did wasn't perfect, so take it for what you will, but that's just what I noticed. Hopefully the camera footage picked up and kind of reflected that, and you guys could see the difference, especially over the stock lights. Those halogen OEM ones are just a no-go for me personally, and I'm really glad I have the new gens on my truck. I really think the upgrade program is worth it if you already have a set of Gen 1s, or if you don't have them and you're just considering Baja Designs in the first place, I would definitely go with Gen 2. These fog lights are a very premium product, and let's not hide the fact that with a premium product comes a premium price. But I would say, if you want a fog light that is going to last and is going to supplement you, whether it be on your off-road trips at night, or you live in an area with lots of inclement weather conditions like rain, fog, or snow, all while still running something that is street legal on your truck, this is it in my opinion. And then if you also care about things like mil-spec testing, to the fact that these are waterproof up to 9 feet, which is pretty impressive, and I don't know a situation where this would be 9 feet underwater unless something really bad happened. Hopefully I'm never gonna end up like this guy. That's what you get. You pay for what you get. What I got out of the last gen and what I really hope to get with this gen over the next couple of years, I would just say the cost value proposition is there because they just last a long time and they keep up their performance. The other thing too is, like, for my own truck and here on my channel, I like to run and show products that not only are at the top of their class, but are also made by companies that I just personally feel like they do us right. I swear this video isn't sponsored or anything, but just the fact that they have this whole free upgrade program thing for previous gen owners, I think is so cool. It makes me feel like they actually care about us, and the fact that they're just continuing to improve their products, I just think that speaks volumes to them as a company. That, and also they're based out of my hometown here in San Diego. They're always at the off-road events. I know a lot of people might not care about those things, but it's one of the reasons I really like Baja Designs as well. It's why I'm gonna be running up more of their products, particularly maybe some LP6s or LP9s on my Toyota Land Cruiser as well. Anyways, that's all I have for today's video. I hope it was useful or helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments down below. Are you gonna do the upgrade program? If so, do you agree with the things I said in this video? If you wanna connect more with me, you can follow me on my Instagram. It is at ChloeKuo Taco. I post more in real time on there, but other than that, I hope I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.